night defensive.
Because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 77 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call, he's going to be upset. He thinks he should be open on every snap in this game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's...
You have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
On 3rd down, that's Brewer. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Lutz puts this one through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? It helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They moved the ball well on their opening drive.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach passes. He's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so When they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown.
And most teams mark down big plays as ones that gain 10 yards or more. He certainly has big playability, and we just saw it on display.
They'll set up a throw. His throw incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11th. Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because, to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out of practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And you can see it's no race for the top spot. That's been decided. These guys will hope to get through Week 17 in one piece before they host a division round game in 2 weeks' time.
And I think that what they'll do is they'll be very selective about who plays in this game. All right? There's certain guys that maybe are starters, but maybe haven't played as much as other guys during the year. Maybe they still need their timing back. Other guys you're going to put in bubble wrap and put them on the sidelines and tell them we'll see you in 2 weeks. Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
Nice early burst. Nice gain, too.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
McKinnon here, it's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Hurry up, here we go. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get it. in. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. And, Charles, when you catch that toss going right or left, really, but right in this instance, do you go straight for the pylon? Is that where you're going?
Well, typically you want to try and maneuver people a little bit so you have some space to get to the pylon. So I want to make sure I try and move them a little bit to the inside, and in this case to the left, so I can get to the right side and get to that pylon and wink at it as I go by.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Touchdown, Packers! A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Space to maneuver at the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, You got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
To throw now on first down. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they, when they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown, and this one they help force another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Now let's go.
He'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run the option right here on first down. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper in at 2nd and 1.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
All right, here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. In for the score. And the Broncos are in for 6.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. That time, a 9-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go. 180! Set hot!
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Pulled in at the 24. 12 yards on the return that time, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Let's go! Green, 39! Green!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Back to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Broncos send out their punter now. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. First down now, but that clock rolling. Garoppolo on 1st down. On the left side, it's McDonald. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Garoppolo on the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
This will be caught at about the 6. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
20!
To throw is Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. So we've come upon half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a back to throw here. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Going up top. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Garoppolo to try again on second down. And he comes back with one complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Garoppolo now. 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Here we go.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Garoppolo again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Going for the right side here, complete. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Garoppolo, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And he's going to go down again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Green, 39.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now let's go. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
All right, here we go.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's got this one down to the 10. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the book.
Yeah. I just grab a nugget when I can.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Able to get away. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Now let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. It'll be a gain of 9, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. They're going to look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Second and goal from the 1.
All right, here we go. Boom, line it.
They go option right on second and goal. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Set. Green, 39.
3rd and goal, option right. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And his kick is indeed good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a gain of 4, and it's a 2nd down. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 19. He's back to throw. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. They'll look to throw. And he finds McDonald. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. And stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. To throw is Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, it's Brewer. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, a pressure kick, a pressure spot, and that one goes begging.
All right, don't let me pile on here, partner. But you have to think back. That's now his 2nd miss of the game. If he makes both of those, they win this ball game.
Green 39. Leopard.
And they'll run it here. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They run a draw here on 2nd down. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Blue landed.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Broncos, they'll wrap up the campaign an impressive 15-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get
Standing, look in the mirror, how could you face that? Mask on, don't even know where my face at. Plenty don't even know where waist at. All these in the room, how could you waste that? Huh? Why would you chase that? It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. No matter what, I'ma stay black. It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. Need more jewelry. What I tell myself doesn't write my eulogy. Ask the mirror, how you put up with this foolery? It reply, how you put up with this song and dance, all this buffoonery. Long romance, death, what it do to me? Yamagini dream was a nightmare. He was dancing with the devil for his life, yeah. We all on the dance floor. Girl, come with a dance. Puerto Rican in the breathing heavy. Little had my looking daddy. Couldn't tell him nothing cause we lost him already. Cozy boy with his spaghetti. What the money and fame, the price come heavy. The price come heavy. Like Shaq attack up on a backboard. Gummy back up on a backboard. When she asked me if I love her, I just act bored. Say loser, ask for it. Living movie, blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Choking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental. I get never minded if I offend you. I need the silence, chaos is in my mental. You need a PJ, first class, not what you went to. You need the relay, chase money like you sane. How I give you the boat, chain, and plane. Fame, that's insane. Father, you need a, in case the movies get insane. You need a ruby, the kind of jewelry that's from the rain. I'm just here to remind you, but never mommy, man. I'm here to remind you where you come from. All this peace retreat is lame done. You can never get rid of me, I live in you. Both of our fire offend you.
Hey. Okay.